So I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of people out there right now saying that AI is going to save you all this money and save you all this time. And I feel like nobody's actually breaking down the true cost of what it takes to use AI and specifically in your content creation system. Now, I'm not gonna lie, AI has saved me time, it has saved me money, and it has sped up my workflow. It has become a key and integral part of my content creation process, and it's a tool within my repertoire, but it has taken me years to get to this point. And I can tell you, it's not some magical fix-all tool. So today, I wanna actually break down the 4 different tools that I use in my content creation system that either have some type of component of AI in them, or it's just flat out AI itself. So before we get started, I want to give the caveat of I used to outsource and have content creation support. I used to have a content manager. I would sometimes outsource some video editing or some graphic design or things like that. Now, AI will not fully replace content support. AI has just helped me bring it back internally so that I am now the one creating my content since I no longer have that content creation support. That is just something I've chose for myself in this season of business. And eventually I would love to be able to outsource some of that to a team of experts again at some point. But I know that most of you as small business owners, personal brands, as experts in your field, we don't always necessarily have the time, money, energy, and resources to outsource every single little portion of content creation. So with that being said, I used to, over the last few years, spend anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000 every single month for content creation support. So I am saving money, but I am spending more of my personal time creating. AI has given me the advantage to be able to do some of this a little bit quicker on my own as I'm creating my content. So I will walk you through each one of the tools and why I have chosen that tier or like that pricing level for each one. But I want to give you the full cost up front. I want to give you the full breakdown. I spend anywhere between $250 and $300 every single month on just the subscriptions to the tools that I am using as a part of my content system that use some type of AI. So specifically for my video editing tool, I use Descript and I am on the monthly business plan for $65 a month. For Canva, I pay $13 a month for a much older Teams plan. I don't believe this plan is available anymore. And it's something that I've kind of tapped into as being a brand partner. And I've just had Canva for that long. So I do not believe this tier of Teams is available anymore, but I do pay $13 a month for it. Rella is actually my newest content tool and it's $59 a month for the premium plan. I am actually probably, by the time I post this video, will be upgrading to the premium plus version, and I'll talk about why here in just a bit. Now, the one that might shock you and the one that you may actually not even need, and we'll get to why in just a bit, I am on the Claude Max plan for $100 a month, and sometimes if I hit my usage, I will pay for additional usage throughout the month. And again, that's going to be sticker shock, but that's where that $250 to $300 number comes from. This does not include all the other tools that I use to run my business. I have anywhere between $800 and $1,000 a month in just tools and subscriptions and software, but I just wanted to break down just the content portion today. So now I want to walk you through why I have chosen the tier of pricing that I've chosen for each of my tools. And now I'm going to make sure to show these all to you in monthly. And I don't know if this is a big business no-no, but I actually never pay for software annually because I'm the kind of person that I like to switch softwares a lot. And if one software isn't serving me anymore, I will switch. Like as you've seen in some of my recent YouTube videos, I have no problem doing that. So for me, I will tend to eat the cost and pay for the monthly subscription service and pay a few dollars more per month versus like the annual plan. So first and foremost, let's dive into Descript. I personally have the business plan and I have the business plan for quite a few reasons. I do create a lot of content in Descript. Not only am I creating my YouTube videos, I'm creating my short form videos. I have even replaced Loom and I use Descript as my way of doing like screen recordings and, sharing those internally with a team, sharing them externally for my courses. So I have a lot of media hours and that I want Descript to transcribe and use. And then I also do like to lean into some of the AI tools. And now this has changed recently with Descript over the last kind of year or so that a lot of the tools that used to be included in their pricing are now a part of their AI credit system. So things like removing pauses, removing filler words, using any of those AI type of features, it does eat into those AI credits. And for me, I lean into these AI editing tools quite a bit. And so I found myself when I was on the creator plan, I've been on the creator plan for a few years now, I would hit those credits and I would hit those hours pretty quickly. And then a newer feature that I wanted access to is that brand studio feature, which I'll walk you through here in just a second. But I will say, if you are just getting started in like your video content journey, you would totally be fine with the hobbyist or the creator plan. Again, I was on the creator plan for quite some time. And if you're kind of converting from another tool and you want to try Descript, you can try it for free. I actually have a link in the description below so that you guys can try it out and just see if it's something that you like. So diving into the business plan specifically though, some of the tools and the features that I wanted to use outside of just more hours and AI credits is something that is called the brand studio. This was very important for me because again, as I brought more of this content editing and video editing back to my desk, I'm the one editing and creating all this content now. I needed to make it fast. I need to make it efficient. So for me, I want to make sure that I have brand assets built out, the colors, the fonts, so that I'm not having to change those every single time that I'm editing. They are stored here for me. I have things like layout packs that just allows me to do one-click editing. The next thing that I want to build out, since I haven't actually had time to sit and organize this, is if there's any media that I find myself using over and over again. So definitely want to add in my logos, want to add in some B-roll, things that I find myself reaching for all the time. I can actually build out a media kind of gallery or glossary here that will allow me to use it across projects. And then a really big one for me, because I work in more of this content creation tech space, there's a lot of weird words that we use. So I have a transcription glossary. So anytime I mention any of these words, it transcribes it without it messing up. Because sometimes when you say chat GPT, it will translate it in something weird. And I find myself correcting that throughout my videos a lot. Same thing with like metricool or even the word gray. Sometimes it'll correct it to G-R-E-Y. And I'm like, I use G-R-A-Y. So anytime I find that the transcription is a little bit weird and wonky, I can come and add in these to my brand studio. And as you can see here, I have used quite a few of my monthly AI credits, and I just started using this a couple weeks ago. So most of the time by the end of the month, I am almost at the limit, even for my monthly AI credits that I use. Media minutes haven't been as crazy. Just to show you here, I have been only on this business plan for the last few months. I was using the creator plan as of like June. And you could see here in June, I actually had to top up and I was like, you know what, this isn't working anymore. So I upgraded to the business plan. I don't want to spend too much time talking about Canva because I'm going to assume most of you probably already have a Canva account and you may already be paying for a Canva account. So the plan that I am currently on no longer exists. Again, I've been a Canva user for a very, very long time and I've done brand partnerships with them. So I am just kind of integrated into one of the older plans. But even when you take a look at some of their pricing and plans as they stand right now, today, monthly, definitely recommend you at least get the Pro. It pays for itself time and time again, just based on some of the features that you get, but also the stock library that you were able to access, the videos, the photos, different tools, using the brand kit. This in and of itself will pay for itself. And I promise you it is worth the money, but you can always get started for free and really kind of test it out in case Canva is not a part of your current content creation workflow, but I'm going to assume most of you are probably already there. I am part of the Canva team's very old plan and I only pay $13 a month for it. So it's a very small portion of my overall like content creation system, but I do have that team plan because I have multiple people within my Canva account. And that is something I recommend, that if you do have support from a VA or a content assistant, or you just have maybe even your partner, your life partner helping you with content creation of some sort, definitely go ahead and take a look at what it might be to have a business plan as well, just so that you can add more people into it. This is still a very, very pretty cheap price in terms of a graphic design software and all the different things that you can do in Canva. So again, just a quick rundown of what we've got in there. Okay, so now I want to talk about Rella specifically. So I am currently on the Rella premium plan for $59 a month. And now, if you don't know much about Rella, it is both a content scheduling tool and a content management tool. I did a video breaking down why I made the switch to Rella in last week's video, so make sure you check that out in case you are very new to the world of Rella. But it is pricey, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the cool thing about Rella is that it has replaced a lot of other tools for me. I don't need a separate content management tool like I was using Notion or Airtable or ClickUp, and then I was paying for a scheduling tool like Later or Metricool, things like that. So it combines that into one. And if you are newer to AI and you don't want to pay crazy prices for something like Claude or ChatGPT, their internal AI powered like content assistant tool called Ella would actually replace ChatGPT ChatGPT or Claude for you as well. For me, my system is a bit more robust, so I do still pay for Claude, which we'll talk about here in just a second. But just know that Rella could replace 2 or 3 tools for you. So for me, I do have the Rella Premium. For you, I do think you could get away with Rella Pro if you just want to manage your content and manage your overall workflow. But you can see here that it does not include their AI features. So for me, Rella Premium was just like a no questions asked, absolutely had to have it when I made the switch a little over a month ago. But as I've gotten into the tool and I've played around with it a bit more, I am probably going to be upgrading to the Premium Plus for quite a few reasons that you may not need. For me, I want that kind of white labeling, which just means that I can put my own branding on the tools, on the reports and things like that. That's just something I want to have for my brand and my business because content creation is my business. Remember that. You may not need that. But I also use the shit out of their internal AI tools, and I am going to hit my cap. And this gives me that unlimited AI usage, which to me, those $20 extra a month would pay for itself. And to quickly show you that, basically we are a little over halfway through August and I've used 75% of my current monthly usage. So I know for sure that I am going to need to increase this. You can always, buy a little extra if you find yourself running out of it. But for me, the upgrade is just going to make sense overall for me and my brand. And as you can see here, again, once I upgrade to Premium Plus, I'll be able to add in my own branding so that when I send out custom reports or custom content calendars, when I'm working with brands or working with clients or anything like that, it'll have my brand on it. As much as I love Rella and their purple is not a part of my brand. So it just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't give an overall great experience when I'm trying to deliver something externally. Okay, and lastly, we need to talk about the actual AI tool that I use, which is Claude. I personally used to pay for both Claude and ChatGPT. They're like basic tiers. So it was like $20 a month for Claude, $20 a month for ChatGPT. Me personally, I did not like using ChatGPT for my business and for my content creation. So I actually got rid of the paid version for myself. I will occasionally use ChatGPT for free if I want to use it honestly for personal use mostly, but I have fully integrated over into Claude. And now I will give the caveat, I was on the Pro plan for a very, 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 very long time. Only up until recently, as I've been building more kind of content-facing automations and really trying to develop skills and give more to my clients and my students, I was hitting my usage and I just found like it was a barrier to me being able to work the way I needed to work. So I've gone from this Pro plan to the Max plan. Now, again, that is a big jump. I do believe that most of you watching this video will not need that Max. I honestly don't know if I will need Max forever, but in this current season, as I'm like testing and playing and doing all kinds of things, Max made sense for me. So you could probably get away with the free one for quite some time. Definitely test it out, play around with it. When you do find that you are being limited with it though, and you are reaching your usage, or you can't upload the files you need to upload, or whatever that looks like, or maybe you want to try Claude Cowork or Claude Design or anything like that, it is worth the $20 a month. I'm not gonna lie. I found myself constantly reaching for, some of these tools that are in the Pro plan. So it is $17 a month if you are billed annually, and you can see here if it's billed monthly, it is $20 a month. So for me, the main reason why I switched to Max was not only the usage, but I got earlier access to some of the newer Claude features. And as you can see here, when it is high traffic and like there's a lot going on, I get priority access, which again, I use Claude day in and day out. So this was kind of a no-brainer for me to upgrade. And as you can see here, Max has quite a bit of usage. I personally have not even gone into Claude today, hardly at all. It has done some stuff for me in the background, but even then I've used already 5% of my usage, but it resets a lot quicker. There are times when I have been in Claude and it's like, it'll be maybe 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It says, oh, you have your usage reset at 7 p.m. tonight. And I said, I have a lot more work to do. So I actually really need to upgrade. And as you can see here, even in my billing, I have gone back and forth between Claude Max and Claude Pro quite a bit over the last year. When I first started playing around with like more advanced workflows, again, I had that Claude Max. Then I kind of dipped back down. I was like, I don't really need to be paying for that. But as we've gotten newer features and better models, again, as of like 2 months ago, I upgraded back to the Max plan and it just makes more sense for me. Okay, so we ran through like the financial aspect of what it takes to run a content system using AI. And we have to acknowledge that there's actually hidden costs beyond just finances, just beyond swiping your credit card and having a monthly subscription. And that hidden cost of building a system like this actually requires your brain and your time. Your brain, first and foremost, there is a bit of a learning curve when it comes to using AI. And I know a lot of people get frustrated, either one, because the output never sounds like them, or they get frustrated because AI doesn't listen to them, or it just doesn't work the way that they need it to. So you get frustrated, you waste your time, and you end up eventually probably quitting AI. Or you do the opposite, which is I've been sucked into before, is you go onto YouTube or you start to research and do deep dives and you spend more time trying to learn how to optimize AI than actually using AI to save you time, money, and energy. And then there is the actual time cost itself. I know I kind of already alluded to using tutorials that'll take you a lot of time. There is a setup cost. I have spent countless hours setting up my Claude with the skills, the projects, and making sure it's optimized and having connections. That does take time. And I'm not going to lie to you. Now that I have taken the time to do so, though, it has saved me time in the long run. So there is a very substantial upfront cost to building an AI content system. And I don't want to shy away from that. It is not this plug and play magic tool. It has taken me years of using these tools to finally be able to refine what it gives me so that it does save me time in the long run, if that makes any sense. Is a content system using AI worth it for you? Number one, you have to figure out financially. Is it within your budget, within your business? Does it make sense for you instead of outsourcing to somebody else to maybe bring some of it back in? You do have to weigh the financial cost of this, because I'm not going to lie, some of this tech can get very, very expensive very, very quickly based on what is out there. It's only going to get more and more and more expensive. It's not going to get any cheaper. So now is the time you'd want to kind of implement it and bring it into your business if you are worried about those costs of the future, just so you can kind of get like locked into some of those, plans that we already currently have. But you also need to think, is this worth your time and your energy? And could you be using that same time and energy to go make more money in your business? For me, it made sense to take the time and energy to do all of this. One, because this is my business, content creation. And two, I am eventually going to be able to sell this knowledge back to my people in my signature program called the Content System. I've done all of this hard work for people so that I can give them plug and play templates. As I'm learning more, I can educate them quicker so they don't have to spend 3 hours researching and looking at YouTube tutorials. Instead, I can give them a 5-minute loom and they can implement it. So for me, it made sense. But for you, to be determined. If you create a lot of content for your business, or if you find yourself spending tens of thousands of dollars each and every month outsourcing to a ton of different people, it might be worth considering some kind of, AI content system. But if you're the kind of person you just post in the moment 3 times a week on Instagram, I don't think this is worth it for you. And especially if those 3 times a week on Instagram are working for you and your business, you might not need all of this. So you definitely want to weigh those pros and cons before you kind of make the switch into any of these tools. But I just wanted to give you a peek behind the curtains of what it takes to kind of run my content system. So if you have any additional questions about any of these tools, or if you have any questions about how I use AI as part of my repurposing content system, just drop them in the comment section below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week, and don't forget to hit subscribe.